we are BOTDF, and we're here to talk about the creative process of emotional. You know, it kind of brought me back to my childhood, back in my high school days with bands like Take It Back Sunday. We like shed a new light in our chapter of writing albums and discography, and we wanted to kind of approach this in sort of a unique, alternative direction.
I'll try it again. Gone. Got you. Got you, go lower. Okay.
A lot of the song structures and chords and things were just something that I picked up on my guitar, started writing it, and I kind of based a lot of the emotions on my feelings, my vibe, whatever I was going through that day. And me, I constantly battled through depression. Not a lot of people see it, I'm not really vocal about it, but it's been a big issue throughout my life, and it's been something that there's some times where, you know, I feel like dying would be salvation, that it would be better, and that I wouldn't have to live with the pain of waking up, going through the same old shit and the same old routine. You're stuck in this place where you don't want to be.
I seem to have found myself on a planet. It's called the studio. And in this place of deviancy.
Explain the terrain.
And in this terrain, there is a beautiful gem by the name of...
I'm a space explorer.
I want to look MTV. I want a moon, an actual moon.
I need a flag.
Where's your flag?
I don't have one.
You can't be a moon man without a flag.
I don't have a thing of popcorn either.
This is bullshit.
As an artist, my goal and my job is to write about my experiences. That's sort of like when I write songs, I kind of capture things that I go through. A very strong point from the author, and sort of like my endeavors of waking up in life and dealing with, okay, what happens after a project, what happens when, you know, I'm going through misery, and what happens when I'm facing this pain and I'm walking through that shadow of mine, and when I'm walking down the street, the darkness kind of lingers behind me. This is sort of what that record is about.
I can do it again if you want. Haunted by my past, shadows start to cast. Bear myself alive today, I was sinking fast. The weight of my regrets, the pressure in my chest. It's getting hard for me to breathe. Will salvation be my death?
What do you want to say? What was your influence for the EP?
Well, I think coming into Dave's Kawaii Monster was a great start for us. It gave us almost a formula, if you will, and something that made Blood what it was initially, but a chance to kind of do over. And this, I think we spent a lot of time reflecting on how things are currently, and the fact that people are going through a lot of really hard things. And I know for me personally, art and, you know, being able to do creative things, my family are what keeps me strong through times being tough. So to be able for us to sit down and talk about things being hard and to formulate them into art was like a great release, and I think it helps a lot of people overcome their battles as well.
The reality, the harsh reality of my depression was during a lot of the writing. I remember there was Emotional, which is the main song that you're going to hear tonight at midnight. And there's sort of a reawakening. There was something inside of me that kind of wanted to go touch on a standpoint that would motivate people.
She in the zone.
You hear it? I sound like a chipmunk. It's pretty cool.
It makes me want to bounce. Bounce, kitties, bounce. Is that you?
Losing my grip, trying to hold on.
I think a lot of days today, there are just moments where we feel defeated. We don't know how we're going to come back from these obstacles or ordeals, and I think a lot of people usually just give up. And there's actually hope, and a lot of emotions are so many. There's love, fear. There's so many different elements that create these emotions. I wanted to go into that and sort of say that, you know, through everything that I've been through, all the shit that I've faced, whether this is the end of my career or it's the beginning of something new, I said that out of these ashes, I will rise up, I will reclaim my throne, I will pursue my dreams and I won't give up no matter how bad my life turns, no matter if I have 5 fans or I have 1,000 fans or I have no fans. I think the strong point of this record was a vulnerability that we left ourselves. I mean, we were really wide open.
Yeah, we kind of put everything out on the table.
With our emotions, and I was definitely sincere. A lot of the writings, like I was very sincere with my emotions and what I was trying to get out, which is emotional. But it's a cool record. It's something that, you know, it was a dark place that I had to go to. It's sort of realizing the reality of my life and the decisions that I've made, and it's sort of like, you know, all the toxicity that I had to remove from my life, and it's sort of like a cleansing. Like this record literally takes my sorrow and I can have joy out of this sadness and realize that this pain has made me stronger, that I have grown from all of this, and that I've become a better person, and that, you know, no matter what trials or tribulations you face as an individual, that the other side of everything that you're going through, it's going to be so much better. And in a weird way, this instills hope in the people that, you know, hey, my life isn't so fucked up and bad, that this shit that I'm going through right now isn't permanent.
Right, it's a whole, you can't have the rainbow without the rain, right?
Exactly.
That was way different than actually what it is, but whatever. Warm it up.
Might have to,
I'd do it, we can do it in 2 parts. Will you miss me when I am gone? Losing my grip, trying to hold on.
that was a good take.
You like that?
That was good. A lot of this was a reflection of what I was going through at the time, and I felt that writing was a way for me to release it. It's sort of like music has become my therapy, and it's sort of like, instead of me going to see a shrink, reevaluated my thoughts, I wrote down every time that I went through something that was crazy or something that I had no control over in my life. I know there was a song that you and I wrote that we were really excited. She really took the helm of it, and then I sort of created the substance, but she was the main creator of Haunted House. And I know that was inspired by the movie It.
Yeah, haunted house is a really cool concept, I think, because if you look at an abandoned house over time, there's obviously a reason why it became abandoned. But as the love falls out of the house basically falls apart. So in watching films like It, you know, you kind of capitalize on what your fears were and how fears consume you. So if you're no longer afraid of that, you know, there's nothing else that can hold you down.
I think this kind of captured some moments in your personal life.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, obviously we have the typical, I guess, artist story of the outsider kid, you know, and I was an only child and I grew up in a performing arts center, which was great. I by no means had a terrible childhood, but I did have a father who was kind of like, you know, Jekyll and Hyde. He was brilliant, but when the dark side came, you did not want to be anywhere near it. And I actually lost him to suicide about 10 years ago now, and it was definitely quite a challenge. And knowing that someone you love and care about goes through that kind of breakdown, it definitely pulls on heartstrings a little bit when you get into talking about that. So
It breaks my heart.
it was tough, but you know, you have to look at every unfortunate thing in your life as a blessing, and you choose what you can take away from it. And I think with a story like that, and you know, being strong, that we get to do things like this project where we get to make music that will hopefully get other people through tough times and inspire them and let them know that other people are feeling that way too. It's not just you, so it's not quite the end.
Amen.
That's a wrap on the vocal tracks. We still got a lot of editing. You get the picture. Yeah, this is where the wizard comes in.
You're a wizard, Harry.
He's a wizard, Harry.
So far away.
His name is Noah.
Hello, Noah. Hi. Be more afraid of really like, oh, we have a visitor. We should be more afraid of how we treat each other, and maybe we can learn from that.
Yeah, and it's hello.
Yes, Devona.
Shut up. Let's try this. This is on my lips. Oh boy, emotional. Just as chords itself hits you in the feels. It stabs at you and evokes an ocean of emotions that just comes flooding out right here.
It's kind of like the beautiful tearjerker.
We've all been here. We've all been here.
That
This-
sense of defeat is crazy.
It's real.
Heavy.
It's
yeah.
real. So, excuse me, this one really hits me every time I listen to it. Because it's so accurate of the state that I was in and what I've been through. And sometimes I go there. This is a very constant thing for me where I do deal with a lot of depression. And, there's times where I'm like, I'm okay, I'm fine, and I put on a smile, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be. And inside, I'm just screaming. I'm screaming for help. I'm screaming for someone to come help me. And that vibrato you hit.
He had this vision of the spit up chipmunky kind of voice, but he's like, I don't need this vibrato. We timed it perfectly.
Yeah,
So
where
it's effort.
that no, it just that A just shakes, and wow. There's been so many nights where I'm just like, you know what? If I just end it today, would I be relieved? And then I realize my family and my friends and the people that I love and I cherish, and I'm like, I can never leave anybody with an empty void like that. So I'm staying on this earth, but this song is like that feeling when you just feel like I'm gonna give up, and
Yeah, it's like you have a finger left on the ledge and you feel like someone's gonna flip it off. But
this is that
you
song.
claw your way back up, you know?
And then it hits me. I am really proud of this song. This is definitely my favorite off the EP, and it just hits me every time. Real shit makes for the best songs, dude. Real shit, real true stories are the best songs. And, based on Bewitch and Forgiven. Hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out. This is the Emotional EP. Leave your questions below. I will be responding back to the first day of comments.